You're right everyone, Shock16, back once again for the Renegade Master. So yeah, this time I'm back doing a video response to the Friday Foursome, Chris, Novabug. This time, your 4 favourite characters from fighting games. So yeah, it would have been a little bit rude for me to pass this one up, do you know what I mean? This is where, do you know what I mean, I kind of cut my teeth in the old genre of fighting. So yeah, it's kind of like a main staple to one of the series here on this channel. So yeah, I couldn't really pass it up really, could I? Even though I have been a bit lax because I was meant to do this video ages ago. So yeah, sorry about that, Chris. But here is the response. I told you I'd do one, I'm doing one. So yeah. Now, I know Chris didn't say it in, like, he didn't set the parameters or this rule, but I'm going to give myself a stipulation, and that stipulation is I'm not going to put Ken or Ryu from Street Fighter in this foursome, because I imagine those two characters are going to be like, do you know what I mean? Arguably, Street Fighter is probably the best fighting game ever made, and I think a lot of people gravitate towards those two characters. They're very popular, so I imagine they're going to come up quite a lot. So I'm going to make the stipulation that even though they would definitely be in my top 4, do you know what I mean? You're either in the Ryu camp or in the Ken camp, aren't you? Me, I'm more of a Kenneth guy, you know, good old Kenneth Masters, as he's known to his mum. But yeah, those two characters are very popular, so I'm going to stipulate myself that I can't add those in. So, without any further ado, Gerard Jeopardy, let's crack on with who my 4 are, in no particular order as well. So here we go. So number 4 is going to be Orchid, or Orchid, whatever you want to call her, from Killer Instinct. Yeah, do you know what I mean? Just look at her for a second, just look at her, and you just know that if she was real life, if she was live action, she'd be faff. Fit as fuck. Don't you? Do you know what I mean? That girl's got it going on. If she was real, do you know what I mean? But yeah, so she looks the part. She looks like she's going to kick your ass, but she's also, do you know what I mean? She's fly on the streets, freaking the sheets, if you know what I mean. But I don't know what I mean, I'm just talking bollocks. But yeah, so Orchid, she's quite a difficult character to get to grips with, but then again, that's Killer Instinct for you, innit? It's all about the combinations. You've got to know, you've got to learn that game. Do you know what I mean? You can't just go in with a few kicks, punches, or a spam move, unless you're Spinal, spamming the move on Spinal. But yeah, unless you do that, then, do you know what I mean? It's all about the combinations. But once you get into Orchid's move, and you get into a combination, she looks the Don Daddy. Do you know what I mean? She just looks the part. Do you know what I mean? She's got punches, she's got kicks, she's doing backflips, she's doing front flips, she's doing cartwheels, she's morphing into fucking panthers. Do you know what I mean? Hard light motherfucker panthers. She's hitting you with batons and everything, and she's got a finishing move where she actually shows you the twins. Do you know what I mean? She whips them out, and the eyes pop out your head in pure astonishment, and you're dead. You're done for by looking at the rack. So, do you know what I mean? In at number 4 is going to be Orchid. Right then, so in at number 3 is going to be, I don't know if this is actually a bit of a cheat. No, it's not a cheat actually, because he is a character in a fighting game, and that character is none other than Gambit from the Capcom versus Marvel series, or the X-Men fighting crossover games and stuff like that. Yeah, I love Gambit. He's my go-to player. He's actually one of my favourite X-Men as well. I always loved him, especially in the 90s cartoons. You know what I mean? He's got that, was it that Southern Cajun kind of accent hanty going on? So he's just a cool cat from the offset. He's got the trench coat. He's got the big pole stick thing that he can twat you with, and yeah, his moves are awesome. I mean, yeah, he can jump all over the place. He can match up. Do you know what I mean? A lot of people, when they go on the Capcom, I think they gravitate, if they pick an X-Men character, I think they gravitate more towards Wolverine, don't they? Because, like, do you know what I mean, he's most popular, and he has got a good moveset, but for me it's all about Gambit. Do you know what I mean? He's a guy that's got the fight skills, and he can like charge kinetic energy through playing cards and stuff like that. Inanimate objects, just picks them up and stuff like that. So yeah, and he's got that awesome finishing move on Marvel vs. Capcom, where it's called the Royal Flush, where where the screen just goes like purpley, and then he just whips out the card and he's just throwing them for shit, and you get like fuck knows how many hits. It just goes on forever. It's badass. So for that, he is my number 3 pick. It's Gambit from Marvel vs. Capcom. So now number 2, we're gonna go to the Mortal Kombat series, in particular Mortal Kombat 3, because I'm going to pick a character which I think is going to be popular, but for me it's a specific variation of the character, and that is Sub-Zero. So yeah, a lot of people are in Sub-Zero camp, a lot of people are in the Scorpion camp. I was always more of a Scorpion guy when it came to Mortal Kombat 1 and 2, but when it got to 3, I was all about Sub-Zero. So yeah, the variation of Sub-Zero that I like is the unmasked Sub-Zero. The masked, the original masked Sub-Zero, yeah, I always find him to be quite cumbersome. Do you know what I mean? He's got the good, obviously the good freeze move and stuff like that, but in the fights I always find, unless you pull off and hit that, then, do you know what I mean? If somebody jumps or blocks that, then they're in and they're kicking your ass before you've got a chance to put it off. Whereas in the third one, he's got more freeze attack, so he's got like a back attack, so it's like a block back attack where he creates like a nice statue of himself, and that can freeze you. He's got his normal ice blast, do you know what I mean? So yeah, yeah. So unmasked Sub-Zero, but yeah, the good thing about Mortal Kombat 3 is that they put combos in it. They put the run button in and the combo, so you run, you can go in and get your like your combinations in, and it's just got like an awesome combo where you basically just go around the pad. So it's like a really easy combo to like learn, really. So you like start with your punches down to your kicks, and then you finish it off with like a back kick, so like a roundhouse kick, so he finishes it off. So he basically goes in, and it's like a punch, then it's like he leans in, it's like elbow, and then it's like knee, kick, roundhouse. So it's just like, do you know what I mean? So it's just like bish bash bosh, fuck off, roundhouse, fuck you mate. Do you know what I mean? He's just badass. So yeah, he's got one of the best combinations in my opinion. His moveset is a lot better, for counters, blocking and stuff like that, with him having like two kind of I mean, I know he's normally got two, because in Mortal Kombat 2 he had the ground freeze, didn't he? Yeah, he had the normal and the ground freeze where you go whoa, but whoa. But yeah, in this one he's got that one, and he's got, is it the ice shower? He's got the ice shower as well, isn't he, in 3? But yeah, I just love the unmasked character. I just find his moves so fluid, he's so quick, and yeah, it's basically my go-to character on that is the unmasked Sub-Zero, because yeah, I think he's the character that I first beat the game with as well. So there you go. from now on, he's got my number 1 slot when it comes to Mortal Kombat. So there you go. Unmasked Sub-Zero is my number 2 pick. So last but not least is going to be the Tekken series, but we're going to go straight to my favourite game in the Tekken series, and that is Tekken 3. So I'm going to pick Harang, or however you say his name. I'm sure it's like Harang as well. Say it how you want to. I'm saying it as Harang. So yeah, Harang is very much a leg guy. Do you know what I mean? Everything with Harang kind of happens from the waist kind of down. He's very much like kicks. Do you know what I mean? I mean, obviously he's got the punches and stuff like that, but you don't really need to use a lot of punches. I suppose the more you get into him, and the more you like get into his more intricate kind of moves and combos and stuff like that, yeah, it's nice to throw a bit of a punch here and there. But he's very much a leg man. A lot of his like moves and power comes from like the kicks and stuff that he can do. And yeah, he's got the speed, he's got the agility, do you know what I mean? So everything's just nice and fluid with Harang. And what I like about him most is that he's an Eddie Gordo killer. Do you know what I mean? Like noobs, old noobs of Tekken 3, or Tekken from then onwards, with any game with Eddie in, seem to go towards Eddie, don't he? Because he's like the one button spam man into Eddie. Do you know what I mean? Like you just keep pressing forward and a kick or something like that, and he starts doing his break dancing. What do you call that? I can't remember that. that martial art's called now. It begins with a C. Is it Kapir? What's it called? Can't remember it now. I can't remember what it's called. But yeah, it's a special, it's like a proper martial arts in it, where it looks like the breakdancing and stuff like that. But yeah, he's a cool character, but he's like a bit of, like I say, he's the spam man, he's the go-to guy for anybody that don't really know what they're doing on that game. And he can be a pain in the arse to beat, whereas Harang, I find that if you pick Harang, he's the Eddie Gordo killer. He's like, you can go in, you're evenly matched, he's just as speedy, and he can be just as spawny with like some like trick moves and stuff like that. So yeah, and that's why he gets on my list. But like I say, they're in no particular order, but they're on my 4. So you've got Orchid from Killer Instinct, you've got Gambit from Capcom, Marvel vs. Capcom even, you've got Unmasked Sub-Zero from Mortal Kombat 3, and you've got Harang from Tekken 3 onwards. So there you go. That was my 4 favourite fighting characters, or characters from fighting games. What are yours? Let Chris Novabug know, because I will link you to the original video in the description. That's what it is. It's a description below. So yeah, check that out in the link below, and I'll see you next time. Tatty bye, bishy.